Hello students, I hope you all are fine. So today we will discuss about the remaining type of reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. So first of all we will discuss about the displacement reaction. Students, what do you mean by displacement reaction? Displace means replace. When one substance replace other substance, then the reaction is known as the displacement reaction. You can see these are the reactions in which a more reactive element can displace the less reactive element from its solution. Students, always more reactive element can displace less reactive element. So what do you mean by the displacement reaction? When one substance replaces the other substance, then reaction is known as the displacement reaction. But students, less reactive element will be replaced by the more reactive element. Okay. So students, like if you have iron plus CuSO4, this is copper sulfate. Then they give just iron sulfate and copper. You can see here this iron is replacing this copper. This iron is replacing this copper. So at place of copper, iron comes and we get iron sulfate, ferrous sulfate here. And students, what will happen? This copper, now it is single. So here copper is replaced by iron. So it is known as the displacement reaction. You can see students here we are having copper sulfate solution. This is copper sulfate solution. When we add some iron nail into this one, then what happens students? Its color get changed because they react with each other and they give just ferrous sulfate. Okay, so copper sulfate, it is blue in color. But students, after dipping this iron nail, we get the greenish solution. Why it is? Due to formation of iron sulfate. So here we can say this iron is replacing the copper, and we are getting ferrous sulfate. FeSO4 here. So students, when one substance is replaced by other substance, then the type of reaction is known as the displacement reaction. And high reactive element can replace, we can say, the less reactive element. So students, how can you tell about the reactivity? Which one will be the more reactive and which one will be the less reactive? So for that you have a series. This one known as the reactivity series beta. This is known as the reactivity series of metal. Reactivity series. This is the activity series of metals. Okay, students. So here you can see potassium. Potassium is the most reactive metal. It is the most reactive metal here. What does it mean? Means it can replace all other metals. But here, this platinum is the least reactive metal. This one is the least reactive metal. So it cannot displace. So students, if I have potassium chloride, if I have potassium chloride, plus I have zinc. Zinc. So students, here this zinc cannot replace this potassium. This zinc cannot replace this potassium. Okay, why? Because reactivity is increasing in this way. Here this zinc is less reactive as compared to the potassium. So zinc is less reactive. Zinc is less reactive as compared to the potassium. So it cannot displace this one. So student, we will not get any product. Okay, I hope it is clear. So students, if you have like this, Zn plus KCl, then no product you will get. Why? Because here zinc is less reactive as compared to the potassium. So it cannot replace the potassium. But students, in reverse, if you have potassium and zinc chloride. So students, here potassium is high reactive as compared to zinc. So it can replace zinc, and you can get potassium chloride plus zinc. So students, high reactive metal can displace, we can write replace also, displace less reactive metal only. सो स्टूडेंट्स, डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन क्या होती हैं? जब एक सब्सटेंस दूसरे सब्सटेंस को केमिकल रिएक्शन में रिप्लेस करता है, एक दूसरे की जगह ले लेता है, और वो हमेशा कब होगा? एक हाई रिएक्टिव जो मेटल होती है वो लेस रिएक्टिव मेटल को ही सब्स्टिट्यूट करती है, लेस रिएक्टिव हाई रिएक्टिव को सब्स्टिट्यूट नहीं करती. ओके, सो द रिएक्शन इन विच वन सब्सटेंस इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय, और वी कैन से वन सब्सटेंस इज सब्स्टिट्यूटेड बाय द डिफरेंट एलिमेंट, देन टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शन इज नोन एज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, देन नेक्स्ट वन इज द डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. तो नाम से ही स्टूडेंट्स आपको पता है, डबल मीन टू, डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स मीन सब्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ एलिमेंट्स, मीन्स व्हेन टू एलिमेंट replace one another, when two elements will replace one another, or we can say when ions of the different reactant exchange each other, when two ions exchange each other, then type of reaction is known as the double displacement reaction. So let's see the definition. These are the reactions in which new compounds are formed by the mutual exchange of ions, or mutual exchange of the ions, means two ions are exchanging from one substance to one another. Okay, like you can see here Na2SO4 you are having, plus BaCl2 you having. So students, this chloride is substituted by this one. Okay, and this sulfate will go with this one. So these two ions are exchanging from one compound to other compound. Two ions are exchanged from one compound to other compound. So here two ions are exchanging. So it is known as the double. Okay, and they are replacing, so double displacement reaction. When only single replacement is taking place there, so it is known as only displacement reaction. But if two ions are exchanging, then this type of reaction is known as the double displacement reaction. So students, here Na2SO4 plus BaCl2. So here this chlorine is coming with this one, then you get NaCl, and this sulfate ion with fate. So here two ions are exchanging. Two ions are exchanging. So it is known as the double displacement reaction. Okay, students, here you get precipitate. You can show precipitate in this way also. If gas is evolved in any reaction, then you can show in this way. Means gas is evolving here. But students, for precipitate formation, you can show with this one by downward arrow. By downward arrow you can show. Means what do you mean by the precipitate? Precipitate means the insoluble substance formed. Means some insoluble substance formed during the chemical reaction. Okay, students, and the chemical reaction in which some insoluble substance remain in the reaction mixture, that is also known as the precipitation reaction. Okay, students. Then you can see one more example. Like if you have PbNO32. This is the lead nitrate. This one is the lead nitrate. When we react this with Ki is the potassium iodide. So student, further here double displacement reaction take place. Further, this iodine and nitrate both will exchange each other. Both will exchange each other. So further there are two ions exchanging each other. So it is known as the double displacement reaction. So this iodine will goes with this one with lead, and you get lead iodide. Okay, students, and nitrate ion will goes with potassium, and you get the potassium nitrate. So student, here further you are getting the PPT, yellow PPT of the